Oh, snap. All right, cool. Yo, this is Cone from Cone's Graphics, and we are back with a new tutorial for you guys today. This is my first time actually doing Premiere Pro, so today I want to teach you guys about importing and exporting videos inside of Premiere Pro. I've seen a couple of different tutorials on YouTube, and I decided to make one for myself. Especially, I know just communication wise, you never know what you're going to get from a different creative by them showing you something. So we got the laptop today, and of course we got tea time. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Ooh, Flyman ran.
Ginger and turmeric today. All right, so we are going to start with a project that I am currently working on for a client. So again, I am in Premiere Pro. Delete. I'm in Premiere Pro. Like I said, I'm currently in a project file. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to File, and I'm gonna go to actually, I'm gonna go to Sequence, and then I'm going to go, oh no, let's go File, New, and then go to Sequence. Sequence allows you to pull up, like, to me, I would consider it a whole nother project file within the original file that you started. That's how I would describe a sequence. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the sequence, and again, I wanna show you guys how to import inside Premiere Pro. So what I'm gonna do is I'm using MacBook, so I'm gonna go to Finder, and let's say, for example, excuse me, I go to my hard drive and I have something that I'm working on that I wanna start editing. Okay, for example, Skin Love. And then we're gonna click and drag back to Premiere Pro. And when you click and drag back to Premiere Pro, make sure at the bottom of your, where your sequence is at the bottom of the screen, it allows you to add it to the timeline. You can either keep existing settings or change existing settings. Let's just do keep for the sake of it. And then what I always make sure I do is also when you're uploading in Premiere Pro, this is the first way I'm gonna show you how. Make sure you're generating peak file. Loading bar at the bottom right hand corner continues to populate, so that way your files are readable and you don't start editing on something that you can't even see, that's not even uploaded yet. So I always like to mute audio. For some reason, when I mute the audio, it generates the files a lot faster. Also, when I'm in current preview mode for select playback resolution, I make sure I'm in a quarter, which is the lowest resolution I can pick, so it's not lagging, right? Because when I edit and it starts to lag, it's like really annoying. But that's another tip, and another tip for you. Even though we're not necessarily on that point yet, I'm gonna show you how to. I can tell this is a little too big for the screen. So what I'm going to do is I am going to set the frame size, and I know my original size that I recorded on is going to pop up, so perfect. But next, like I said, I'm going to show you another way to import into Premiere Pro. You can go to make sure you're selected on Premiere Pro. You go to File, and then you go to Import. You can go to Import Recent File, or if you hit Command I, you're going to go to hit Import. And then down a box that shows your files from your computer is going to show up. So you can select desktop, documents, downloads. You can go back to your hard drive. Let's say we got a file in here, select. Make sure you select all your files that you want to select or import into Premiere Pro. You select it and hit Import. Import files. And then next, after the file has been imported, on your left hand side, it's going to be in your project box. Your project box is all the files that you've been using on either one of these sequences as well. So next, you just click and drag it to the timeline, and boom, it pops up. All right, so next I want to show you guys how to import. This is my specific way on how I import items out of Premiere Pro to make sure I get the best resolution as possible. If you guys have any other suggestions on how to import or export, make sure you leave a comment down below. Make sure you also like and subscribe, and thank you guys for tuning in. Tea time. All right, so I am going to go back to my sequence that I was working on, and this specific selection here is what I'm going to export. So I want to make sure none of my video layers are on non-view, and also none of my tracks that I need are on mute. So I know as of right now, the specific selected files that I need starts at about 12 minutes and 29 seconds. And then it's going to end around 13:42. So my way of exporting, make sure you select Premiere Pro, hit File, Export, hit Media. And then the first thing I do is I check the format, make sure it's in the correct format that I like to export. Everybody has different types of formats that they export it out of. H.264 is what I use. Next, I use a preset. It's called YouTube 1080p Full HD. Next, I'm going to click the output name, and then I'm going to save as. This one specifically is going to be Aspired Vegan Promo Video. To save as a name, where it's going to go to my 4 terabyte hard drive, final format MP4. Click save, and then next I do 2 more things. I make sure the tab is selected on video under the video settings, render at maximum depth. And then I go to the bottom and select use maximum render quality, right? So the reason why we went back and figured out the time codes for when the video start and when the video end is because I'm only going to export that select section. Other than that, if I didn't want to export that select section, what I would do is I will go to export immediately. But since we are exporting a select section, I'm going to drag over this arrow in the preview box and go exactly to where that time point is that I wanted to start it at. All right, so it looks like it started at around 12. Let's do 12:30. Yeah, I started 12:29, right? Make sure this is it. It's about a minute 13. Yesterday it was coming up at 50 seconds for some reason, but I had a couple of issues with making sure the audio was synced as well, and I'm getting better at that. I'll definitely make sure I include making YouTube tutorials on audio syncing as well, because I want to get better at it, and I feel like me being able to explain in the recording and show you guys and get feedback will help all of us as well, because that's what it's all about. It's all of us getting better at shit that we love to do, especially making sure we get the best out of our quality as well. So next, now that I have my time selected with the 2 arrow bars at the bottom, I am going to hit export. Usually what I notice is the rendering starts with the audio files, and then it goes to the next files when it starts to encode. And then since it has been completed, it will go to that specific file, and I'm going to show you what it's going to look like as soon as I can get to my Finder. Anytime you export anything, it starts to move a tad bit slow, but as you can see there, Aspire Vegan Promo Video, that's where it's going to pop up former hard drive as well. So that is it for you guys today. So today we went over importing and exporting in Premiere Pro. Again, if you guys have different ways of importing and exporting out of Premiere Pro, make sure you leave a comment below. Teach me something. If you guys have different tips and tricks about Premiere Pro as well, please let me know. This is my first tutorial for Premiere Pro. And I absolutely, again, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button. And this is Cone's Graphics. Peace.